Okay, here I am at a kelp farm that I built yesterday. Very quick and easy and small, as you can tell. It's only 5 wide by 3, so it doesn't make a lot. And I've done it in such a way so that when it all floats up the top, and it's not lossless, because you can see quite often there's kelp that sticks around. So I don't know how to fix that. I filled it all of this with solid water blocks, and up the top a flowing one. Anyway, it goes behind into an auto crafter thing. First it smelts. First it smelts up there, and then it goes into an auto crafting thing here. So yeah, and then around the hoppers leading out to the front out here. So yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world, and it's relatively small, but given that, it can be expanded greatly as I go along if I feel like doing that, which I probably never will, to be honest. But also, it'll just constantly keep going. So I did it in this hallway, which I wanted to extend as part of the storage and main hallway areas. So, you've got the main hallway with the starter house and the basic crops there. Then here you've got the potion room, whatever you want to call that. And then over here is the trading hall down there, which I probably want to work on this area at some point and greatly expand here. But I've just been fiddling around because I found, even though I say it every time, I don't record unless I've got something to do. I like to watch videos of people just doing something, so I really need to do that. And I still find that it's a major barrier for me doing any recording or anything. So I'm going to do this just for the sake of doing something, and if it's boring, I apologise, but it is what it is. I want a light source, so do I want to go, magma this or frog lights? I have frog lights at the top of the farm, as you would have seen, but I want sort of a one that doesn't have a direction. So let's try this for now, and just try and light it up a bit. Oops. And I need to fix all this here. There's so much I want to do. Actually, I might do that now. Try and get that sorted a bit. So yeah, this side will all be the same, or generally the thing. It doesn't have to all be the same throughout the whole entire mountain complex, but the idea is that the sides will be the same at some point. So I was thinking, can I put these light sources where the sand is, or should I put them on the sides? If I add them to the sand, will the water pop out? So it's 1, 2. It's the third one in. But let's try and go in this way and do it from the rear. Is that going to... Because where is the sand? Oh, it's behind here, isn't it? And there's redstone on top there. That's a bit of a difficult situation. I don't think it'll affect anything. It's just getting in there to do it. So maybe I go in up by the top and just sink my way down. That's probably how I'm going to have to do it. And I put all the building blocks away, didn't I? Oh, I tell you what, I'm not the smartest tool, not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to this stuff. Let's try and see if we can end up... Nope, not going to work. Has to be some way. It's just got to get it right. Nope. Oh, I did it. Now this is... Okay, cool. That will all go down into the smelter, which I guess will either smelt or won't, depending on what it does. What was I trying to do here? Okay. Yep, cool, I can do that. I just need to want to light it up a bit more, because it's kind of dark, which again, I don't mind that it's dark. But it is nice to have, some... Oh, you moron. Oh. Okay. This is why I can't have nice things. Yeah, that water's gone all the way down there. I had to light up down here too because I fell down at some point. So what do I need? Okay, I can do this. I just need to put a bit of redstone there, and then I can quickly replace them anyway, so that should be fine. Put that there, okay. Now if I do this quickly, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. No, I'll do it the slower way because... Yeah, perfect. If I try and do it with a shovel, I'll no doubt dig more than I want to unintentionally. Yep, perfect. Okay. Try and get up here and do this one. Probably just go up here this way. Doesn't matter what type of building block it is as long as it works, eh? So hopefully the you can see I haven't watched many of them. I've just been busy, but the hermit crafts are all winding their season videos up, which is good. So I really can't wait for the next seasons to start, and interesting to see if they've added anyone. I mean, are the ones that were playing there and are now also on Minecraft, are they going to still play on both? Like Beef is what I'm thinking of. Like, is he going to play on both? I don't know. But I always like to see what new players they introduce. And yes, one day I dream that it's me. You can't blame a girl for dreaming. Okay, now I just probably got to check this out. Make sure that there's nothing in here that, you know what I mean, that... Because, or do I have all the pieces? I got 4 there. Did I take 4? I don't know. We'll see how we go. I need to get back up top there though, don't I? These things confuse the hell out of me. This is the simplest one that I've found that sort of works, but I don't know if it's the best one. Oh, I need to get over here. I need blocks. And there's not many tutorials on how to use these crafters. There's some, not a great deal. It's like they just assume you know how to use it anyway, which is kind of frustrating. Because whilst I can follow tutorials, sometimes with things like that, I want to know why and how it works. Okay, I'm short one. So one's been lost in the system somewhere. I just hope that doesn't affect the smelting part. If I drop down here and have a look, it shouldn't. It's in there. Okay, it might. So it did. Oh, that's cleared it out. So lucky I came in here and did that, I suppose. Not that it really matters which way I go, but go down this way. See how it looks. Oh yeah, way better. See how the frog lights up there, which I love. See what it says there? Ugh, it's frustrating. Oh no, it's going up. No, I thought it was going up there. I don't know. Don't know how to fix that. Do I? No, I don't have any. I'm not going back up there to do that. Let me just temporarily do this until I one day get in here and actually decorate this. Yeah. And I was thinking, so Kelp Farm there, and maybe the bamboo equivalent opposite over here. I mean, I don't need a huge amounts of it, but the bamboo's the same. So it will be the same concept anyway, where it grows up and knocks it out. But I want to have a look at some tutorials online and see what the most effective ones are first, because, you know, I don't know. It's not a complicated farm or a concept at all. However, I just want to see what's around before I do that. Sometimes it'd be easier just to put these things in directly, you know. But who cares? Cool. I'll be back. Okay, this is my grand plan. I've come to the end, which I always find a fairly peaceful place to do this stuff, except for the Enderman, obviously, which you have to be very careful of. But at least it's not in the overworld where it's daylight, nighttime. Not that, you know, I just like it here, so it's cool. And I was thinking one day I wouldn't mind putting a tree farm. When I say tree farm, oh my gosh, you're up there too. When I say tree farm, I don't mean automatic tree farm. I just mean like a big traditional tree farm like in real world where you just have big plots of trees everywhere. So once, all these portals are exposed, and there's 3, I think, exposed now, and I put signs on the last 2 when I did them, which was probably a couple of weeks ago. I did film them, but then never used it, so yeah, it is what it is. So once it's all done, I've done this in the Nether before, but I might just circle this island or circle these portals with a ring. You know how people create these end realms and they ring them around at different things? So I might do that. I did it in the Nether, which was pretty cool. The only thing I didn't like about the Nether was I did on the roof of the Nether, was the leaves, how they didn't shine, they didn't look good in the Nether. They had the different textures or different, they look stupid anyway. But I don't think they change in the end, so it could be quite good to have all the different tree variants all circling the island. So once they're grown, I've come in here to get these ones, and what I want to do is create a whole heap of, I want twofold: to get the wood, because it's always good to have the wood, but also to get a whole lot of wood to create chests so I can fully extend the storage chest area. Basically just a filler project for now, which is always important. Yeah, I did this with the, what do we call the blue wood over there, and I did it with the red ones as well, warped and crimson, is it? Yeah, I did it with those ones there. They're a little bit more tricky, obviously, because you got to bone meal them. I don't think they grow naturally without. But yeah, obviously if they're not already naturally in the world, but yeah, so I just find this is easier to do. But what I want to do in the meantime is start to work on taking down. I've done this top layer of end stone, like all this was built up a layer, and I wanted it at the same level as this because there was a really weird mountain here of it, which was just pretty stupid if you ask me. So eventually, and this takes 4 years, is to do something with this in the very long term. I think it's an incredibly dangerous thing to get rid of all this. And I remember a few years ago I started doing it with a mate, and we spent weeks with this idea in mind doing the same thing. And it took so long and we got virtually hardly any of it done. So, maybe TNT or other things will be used down the track, or I don't know. Do I rule out the concept of quote unquote cheating it out? No, I won't do that because it takes away from it, how much I will want to. And the good thing about doing this is I can collect a whole lot of this stuff because I do quite like the end stone products, end stone bricks and things like that. I don't know. This just to me is just a filling in time. The projects that I like to do, for example, if I was on a big server with big players and actual builders, then I don't mind doing this. I could spend hours doing this so they can use it and make worlds beautiful. But yeah, as always, please, forward me on to Hermitcraft, Mindcrack people. Say, hey, this Rex guy, he's a pretty cool YouTube guy, Smart, incredibly good looking. Can't see him, but, you can just tell. And humble too. I remember when I started making videos a few years ago, as a hobby again, I would do time lapses because time lapses were, always, I don't know, popular, I guess. So maybe I'll do this in a time lapse. But then you got flashback mod, and I don't use flashback mod that often because I don't know. Again, it's just I need to work on it. And maybe I'll do it because it would be cool to do like a you know, the time lapses, I think, or at least in my experience, were easy to do in editing because you just sped up the section of footage. But with the flash rate mod and things like that, it'd be so easy to do that as well, speed it up in a third person perspective. But yeah, I don't know. I think if you're going to do grand projects and things like there's a goal, but this is just for the sake of clearing it out for something that's a long term down the track, and I'm just waiting for those trees to grow, which you can see some of them there now. I'll wait till the whole line. And the good thing about birch, and when you need mass amounts of wood, birch particularly, is that they don't grow more than you can reach. Unlike oak, which will have the occasional really yucky ones that are a pain to chop down. Acacia, which I love, but again, can be a pain sometimes to chop down. Mangrove wood, which is a great wood, but one of the worst horrible experiences to chop down in this game. And I saw a mod, and again, I will try and remember to link. I always forget to link. I don't know if you saw in the last video, at the end on the cards, you can put cards and links to videos. I put a link to another YouTuber I really like to watch, Malv or Mave, and I'm sorry, mate, I forget. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I know you've said it, but I can't remember. Anyway, so I will try to either link this other couple that I like to follow, their video on the end. I just think it's important, and I think it's really cool that people share each other's things. I mean, I created these videos because I want a style of videos that I like to watch. So I think it's cool that, you know, right, it helps the search. If you like this style of video and this is the style of video you like to watch, then you can go on and say, oh, well, Rex liked those videos, let's give it a go. But anyway, go to their video, if I remember, which I hopefully will, and check them out because they're really cool to watch. One thing I also noticed too is when I was watching one of their videos, and the Spielers, Alison and Aaron Spieler, I don't remember the YouTube name, I think it might be Spieler something, Spieler, just search that Minecraft. They have a wedding photography, photo business as well, so channel, but and when I watch others as well, is they'll go through, and this is incredibly lazy of me, and makes me probably really bad YouTuber, but when I put videos into the editor to edit, I don't watch them. So I don't know if I'm including things that are boring or I've included whatever else. I'm not going to sit there and watch myself. I mean, what's this video? This clip is 8 minutes long. The last one was 10 minutes long as well, so that's 16 minutes. So I try and keep them pretty short. But I don't want to sit there and watch myself for 2 minutes, let alone 18, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm not doing that. So rather than, you know, say that that's a problem, I'm going to put that as a defining characteristic. I'm going to quote unquote own that style of roughness. You know, so they're not super polished, but can you please comment as well with the audio? Is the audio okay? Now, I'm not asking you to comment on, the specific, really technical things, but I'm not really editing the audio too much as well. I did buy an audio program because I use an editing program called Cyberlink Power Director, which I really like, and I know there's better, probably easier ones to use and cheaper ones. I don't care. I've always used Cyberlink. When I first started a few years ago, I read the reviews and it was really good, and I quite like it. But there's a accompanying program, Cyberlink Audio Director. Now, whilst audio, I don't want to mess around with audio too much. All I want to make sure is that, because I know when I watch videos, if the voice is clear and the sound is generally pretty good, like with all YouTube videos, then I'm going to stay and watch it if sounds are professional. So I need some critique here. Let me know if the audio is okay. If it can be improved in an area and you say this, maybe try and mess with this, please tell me how to do that. or link a video to it, or a general for noobs description on how to do it, because I'll give it a go. But if I can't figure out, like, I need to understand what you mean and how it affects things and why it affects things. So if you tell me, for example, and I have no idea about audio stuff, but let me just say, for example, I don't know. Say for example, there's too much background noise, or you can, or it needs to be clearer. Okay, tell me how and why to do that. Do I go into this setting? And I know all programs are different, but so give me a general idea. This is what it generally is. That you go into this sort of setting, and this program might be called this, but program might be called this, but generally it relates to this. Do you know what I mean? So help me out with that. Be specific, and I will give it a go. Well, this has been a very boring video and very off the cuff, which is what I want to do. Because as I said to you from the start, I find I'm not recording a lot because I feel like I have to have something to record. And that is not my intent when I started doing this as a hobby again. It was just, when I am doing stupid stuff like this, it's just to start recording and talk about absolute bullshit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the goal. So, even though this is very boring, the trees have started to grow up there. I'm going to keep doing this, but I'm going to end this video as it is and put it out there. So, good to see you again. Thank you for coming back. Give me some advice about the audio, about life in general, and anything you think that I commented on that you disagree with. I don't care. And do you have any recommendations for other YouTubers to watch that are similar to, not the same, because obviously you want things different, even though it can be the same, but, you know, do you have any recommendations? Let me know. All right, cool. I'll thank you for that, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.